What's up, guys? I'm BTC. Well, we've been getting lots of leaks, but now we have what appears to be official confirmation from Blizzard about Overwatch 2. Alright guys, got a couple of things to get to. First up, a little bit of housekeeping. In a previous video, I mentioned how Echo was supposed to be Hero 32, as well as hero talents, leveling, new maps, new missions, all that sort of stuff, and just Overwatch 2 in general. Now, all of that information came from an ESPN article, but since I put out that video, they've gone and changed the article. Specifically, they removed all the stuff with Echo, and now they're just kind of saying, well, we're not really sure, and all this. But the thing is, they claim to have had an internal training document for BlizzCon that had all of the info. So either they had it or they didn't. And I guess this is just my mistake for treating ESPN as a reliable or credible source of information. So, lesson learned from here forward. Echo might not be Hero 32. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But there is some other information we just got, and this is absolutely real. There is no kind of messing around about this because this comes from an official Blizzard source. Over on the Blizzard website, their gear store specifically for their merchandise, there is this image right here, which is supposed to be an art print, and it's one of those things, maybe it'll be framed or something like that. It's a really nice print you put on your wall. Now, the thing is, this doesn't come from, as I said, it doesn't come from any leak or anything like that. This comes from their official website. Here is the link right here. You see gear.blizzard.com, and it's in there, media catalog, product, blah, 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 and then towards the end, you have the name of what it is, and it is the Overwatch 2 fine print. So that is the product right here, and you can see we've got Reinhardt front and center. On his shoulder, he's got the gear. I don't know if that was on the original one. It might be new for the upgrade of the look of the characters and all that sort of stuff. Then you have Mei to his side, Tracer off to the other side, and then Genji and Brigitte off on their sides, Mercy up in the top middle, Winston top right, but of course the big one is Echo on the top left. So going by this, we can see a couple of things. Now, first of all the characters that can seemingly fly or go very high into the air are up in the air. You got Winston, Mercy, and Echo. I mean, Genji can dash and stuff like that, but he's still, he's not really a flying character. And then you can see what appears to be the wings on Echo, and it does appear that she is a flying character. Now, is this going to be flying, quote unquote flying like what Mercy has, or she just kind of glides around, or during her ultimate she actually has flight? Is this going to be a temporary flight, kind of like what Pharah has, where you activate it and then you get sent up into the air? Although maybe with Echo you get sent into the air and then you have a little bit more control, right? So think of it like Mercy's flying for her ultimate, but in a very, very short duration, right? Like maybe only 3 or 4 seconds, 5 seconds, something like that. And obviously it's not going to have all the extra bonuses that Mercy's ultimate has. It's probably just the flight. And then you can see her attack, which appears to be shooting laser beams out of her hands. So I don't know if that is going to count as a projectile. It's almost certainly not going to be hit scan, but it might be a beam weapon, perhaps, right? Thinking about like what Zarya and Symmetra have, but it kind of looks more like a laser. So it makes me think that it's more going to be like a projectile than anything. I'm thinking it's, closer to what Mei has with her icicle and her right click, right? Where you just kind of send it out and it's a really fast projectile. That's kind of looking at like what it is. But from just this image, first of all, we know that Overwatch 2 is a real thing. Now, is this going to be a full-on sequel? Is it going to be an expansion? What is it? So again, with the stuff coming from ESPN, another thing that they've kind of backtracked is that this was like a full-on sequel or anything like that, or an expansion, and that it's going to be treated more like kind of Fortnite Chapter 2, right? So it's just building upon the initial game. So is this going to require people to even purchase anything? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, My guess is it's probably going to be treated like an expansion, something like what we've seen with all of the Diablo and Warcraft and all those other games, right? Like, Blizzard loves to put on expansions of games, and you can play the base game, no problem. You just have to get the expansion if you want access to all the extra new stuff, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Although, another thing that's been going around is the possibility of the game going free to play. I don't know about this. I mean, they just released Overwatch on the Switch, and they're probably counting on the Overwatch for Twitch Christmas sales, and I've talked about this in a previous video, I believe. They're counting on those sales. Like, those are really, really important. And from what I understand, Overwatch on the Switch is actually not doing very well at all. And there's a lot of complaints about the performance issues and stuff like that. So I don't know if they would be willing to go free to play right now because they need those sales. But let's say this gets released a year from now. Would they be going free to play at that point? Okay, I could see that. I could definitely see that if they went at that point. But right away, I don't know. I mean, man, you would have so many Switch players that would be angry. I don't know if that would be a good idea. But free to play, maybe at some point in the future. But I don't know. This really, it feels like a classic Blizzard expansion to me, as opposed to a full-on sequel or anything else. There you go, guys. So we have an official image, probably the first official Overwatch 2 image from Blizzard that is pretty much confirming 100% that Overwatch 2 is a real thing, but, you know, again, what it's going to be is kind of up in the air. And then you also have our first look at Echo kind of in battle. So, looking at Echo, what do you guys think the character's attacks and the abilities are going to be based on that, what you can see right now? So, what are your ideas on that? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.